Hey gang, Uncle Todd and Sonny here, and in this episode of Ripley, Tom wastes no time when he gets back to the villa. He's packing up all of Dickie's stuff, clothes, records. Marge finds him in the studio packing up all the paints. Tom's smart, he knows if he leaves any of that stuff behind, it'll be suspicious. He tells her, well, Dickie's moved on to Rome, and he's wanting Tom to pack everything up for him and then meet him there. Dickie said he'd let her know where he'd be staying. Right care of the Western Union office in Rome. And he gives Marge the perfume. Say, oh, Dickie got this for you. She's a little suspicious because this is so unlike Dickie. Especially when Tom told her to go ahead to the Christmas party on her own. And she's like, those are Dickie's friends, not mine. Why would I go alone? But Tom's too busy to answer those kind of questions. He's got to make some deals. He goes to see Carlos in Naples. Remember Carlos? The Costa Nostra agent? And makes a deal to sell Dickie's boat. And here it gets kind of funny, because they have this argument where Carlos wants a 20% cut. And Tom's like, no, I'm already getting 10%. That would be 30%. That's not doable. And he's like, why would you get anything? Because I'm the middleman. But when Tom's ready to walk out, so he'll find someone else. Carlos goes, well, let's haggle a bit. Then Tom goes to the hotel where he stayed before he moved into the villa, and makes a deal for the furnishings in the villa. You can make a deal for everything except the Picasso. Keeping that, because it's a Picasso. Then he gives a severance to the housekeeper. Tom says Dickie doesn't know when he'll be back, and so he gives her this money, and she refuses it and leaves. Oh, Tom also gave Marge the fridge. You know, that fridge he despises. Anyway, with all that done, he moves to Rome. While on the at the train station, this is where he gets a little clever again. While he's going to his train to Rome, he tosses his own bag of belongings onto one of the luggage carts, so it will end up in lost and found and probably never get claimed, and then they'll probably riffle through it. So it basically it's gone. Once again, puts on Tom's ring because he can't be wearing it around the villa. People would notice and wonder. And he arrives in Rome to start up his life of being Dickie Greenleaf. While on the train, he studiously practiced Dickie's signature. And he checks into the Excelsior. And here he's a little nervous because he's an American. So he hands over Dickie's passport, but it still has Dickie's picture in it. But most just kind of flip past that to mark down on the passport the hotel he's staying in. Tom has not even unpacked yet when he gets a message from Marge for Dickie. She's diligent. So he immediately checks out. It is a little perturbed that he has to actually pay for the day when he was only in the room like 5 minutes. But hey, what are you going to do? So he moves to a out-of-the-way hotel. It's nice. It's not the Excelsior. It's not bad. And again, a little bit of nervousness about the passport. So he then goes and calls Carlos on a payphone, where they haggle again about the price. But that seems to get settled. Then he goes and gets a picture taken. And then he goes back to his room where he has all of his forgery stuff with him. Man didn't give up everything. and takes the photo, gives it the official stamp because he's got one of those, and then, not wanting to cut the passport, he just glues his picture over top of Dickie's. They're glued on anyway, so no one should notice that. Then he goes to the bank and writes out a check. And they, of course, they check his passport photo with him. They check the signature of the slip with the passport and the one on file. And they give him his cash. Then he starts writing letters. He writes letters to Dickie's parents saying, blah, 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 staying in Rome, don't know when I'll be home. Then he writes Marge. Both letters have a thing about not judging Tom correctly. He's actually a really good guy. Marge is a little unbelieving of that. And in a return letter, lets Dickie know she might come up to Rome and meet up with him to discuss this in person. This whole last letter he wrote about needing space and stuff. Well, and that's about where it ends. He's finally made the deal with the boat. And, one last thing before the ending of the episode. Tom goes to the desk clerk and gives him a bit of a bribe and explains his ex is looking for him. She's going to cause problems. He gives her a picture of Marge. And he's trying to avoid her. And he doesn't want to go to the thing of checking out because then she'll just keep looking for him at hotels. And he likes it there. Could you just tell her he's not there? He didn't register. Well, of course, this desk clerk, he's used to these kind of shenanigans from guests, lovers and mistresses and things, wives and mistresses. He'll take care of it. And now Tom is ready to start his new life in Rome. And I'm sure in the next episode it will come to some problems because you can't foresee everything. But this isn't as good an episode as the last one because the murder and the aftermath was just so hilarious. But this one's okay as you watch him go through. I love the negotiation with Carlos, where Carlos is beginning to understand that Tom is very much like him. He was right when he first made contact with him, that he is a kindred spirit in criminal shenanigans, let's say. And Tom does have some worries because he keeps having nightmares of Dickie's body coming back up. Depends on how good a knot he tied. He's not a sailor after all. But overall, an okay middle episode where it's basically just set up for the next half of the series, where he's now established, and we're going to see what complications come after that. But yeah, it's okay episode. Bit of a letdown after the craziness of the previous one, but I'm sure it's about to get crazier as we go along because we still got 4 episodes, so Marge has got to be getting involved in stuff, and so she's probably going to keep searching for Dickie. And I noticed in the credits on IMDb that there is a police inspector listed, so there's going to be some investigation coming up, and I'm looking forward to that. I always like a good cat and mouse, tete-a-tete between criminal and inspector. Like Crime and Punishment and Columbo, those kind of things. Always fascinated by those. The tension that erupts. But I'll have to wait for that because not sure what the next episode entails, but this one was it was an okay middle episode. Please hit like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.